Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. We have returned here to the historic Aztec Theater to welcome one of the most legendary bands out of Brazil. The mighty Sepultura is back in San Antonio, and I have with me the incomparable master guitar player, Mr. Andreas Kisser. Sir, my great honor and pleasure to have you on our program.
Thank you very much. A pleasure to be here.
It's been a little while, honestly, since we last had you in front of our cameras. Back, I think it was in 2003, we were supporting Roarback at the Sunset Station. I don't know if you remember that, but it was a long time ago.
I know, yeah. I mean, 33 years of a career, so many albums. And, everyone were really important, to be here today. And Roarback, without a doubt, was a really important album to us. And, we're glad we came back with the tour like this, with Testament and Prong, playing with the crowd that we didn't play for many years, So it's good to be here. We just came back from Europe as well with Creator, and the response for the new album is very positive. So, really enjoying the momentum. It was really good. After celebrating 30 years, 3 years on the road, we went everywhere, including places that we've never been before, like Armenia and Georgia. 15 shows in Russia, 5 shows in Siberia and stuff, and that also, of course, brings a lot of new influences and new ideas. Like I said, we celebrate 30 years, we play a lot of the old stuff. We did the Sepultura Under My Skin a single, to celebrate this important mark, in our career. And with the Machine Messiah, we felt, that we were starting something really new, something fresh, after closing that whole cycle of 30 years, like a big volume of many chapters, on our albums and stuff. And now we are starting this new volume, let's say, this is the first chapter of this new phase in our career. We have a great label, we have great managers working with us finally. We have a great lineup, Eloy, Paulo, Derek and myself. We are really tight, really focused and really working towards the same objective. And, we have a great album in our hands. And after we finished the tour, we were ready to do something like this. We really wanted to explore our musicianship, play as the best that we could and really write for the vinyl, let's say, like have the side B song, like Sworn Oath, was written to open the side B of a vinyl album, so that helped a lot, for us to build that kind of album feeling, from song 1 to 10, you have the whole atmosphere and whole different feelings coming up and down and stuff, So, it's great to be here, and this is just the beginning, just a few months the album came out, and already we feel the impact, it's fantastic.
Mention Eloy, your drummer, and a lot of people still kind of refer to him as the new drummer, but he's been with the band since 2011. It's been a while now.
6 years now, yeah.
And God, that kid is sick, man. He's a sick ass drummer. So obviously, now that he's been in the band for a while, and the drumming is such an intricate part of any band. Obviously, you and he are kind of gelling now.
Definitely, yeah. Since Mediator, when he came into the band, we did a lot of touring before we start writing new stuff, which was important, to be on the road, play the old stuff and etc. It's great because I have somebody to challenge myself, and we challenge each other, because he make me really write stuff that I never did before because of the drumming possibilities, which seems endless with him. It's a fantastic musician, very professional, very a great guy to be on the road. We travel a lot, as you know, and Machine Messiah, it's a more mature album, really, not only for ourselves but for him as well, because he's 25 years now, he's growing up and, touring a lot with us and doing a lot of, great events like, when we announced Rock in Rio Las Vegas, we played at in New York, at the Times Square, and then we did a Steve Vai concert in Las Vegas, and many other projects that really made this band better and more tight, and we could really explore different possibilities like we did on Machine Messiah, violins from Tunisia, working with Jens Bogren, going to Sweden for the first time, bringing a new atmosphere, new point of view of Sepultura music, and it was so enjoyable, It was a difficult album, of course, because, we have really to be prepared to record and really to focus mentally, physically, and technically, to do it. But we were prepared, and we could enjoy actually, this process, and so happy with everything that's going on, with us. It's great.
Machine Messiah has so many killer tracks, and I think, of course, the title track gets a lot of recognition, and Sworn Oath. First song on Side B, Sworn Oath, exactly. Killer song. But one of the songs that I really I hear a lot is Iceberg Dances. And that is, for some of you people out there who don't know, that is the instrumental on the record. And Andreas, like I was telling you before we started rolling, man, your guitar playing on this record just seems like it's gone to a whole, it's in the stratosphere now. So many things that you're doing, especially in that track, because you're doing like a lot of heavy, brutal stuff. And then you kind of bring in a little flamenco and then the electric leads. Talk a little bit about that song. I mean, how did that come to you? And how did the concept for the instrumental come about?
Yeah, man, it was like an old wish of mine, really, to use the acoustic guitar more interacting with the band, because I use acoustic guitar many for intros, for solo pieces and stuff like that, acoustic songs, of course, but, the intention was really to create an instrumental song and deal with different Brazilian rhythms as well, and interact this acoustic guitar more together. And it's like a tribute, actually, to the great, instrumental tracks, like Maiden, Metallica, Rush, so many great instrumental stuff that influence all this generation of ours, to listen the music, to be a musician, or to have a, TV show or something, regarding, all the music and stuff. And I guess this is the song that are bringing this, people are mentioning even the word prog for Sepultura, which is weird and stuff, but I think it's great because it's something that we're dealing that we never did before, and we're gonna perform the song for the first time when we go back to Brazil now in São Paulo. Cool. So yeah, the intention, of course, is to play the songs from the whole album and stuff, but it is a challenge, but you'll be great,
Awesome. Lyrically too, in the record Machine Messiah, and then of course some of the tracks like Cyber God and things like that, there's obviously an overtone of technology and how it's affecting our society, and how we are more aware of that every day with the things happening in our world. Talk a little bit about lyrically, theme wise, kind of more in depth about that if you can.
Yeah, the whole concept is what we see today. We have the privilege to travel the world and see so many different countries from, they have more technology or less technology, and how they are affected and influenced by, and it's not like a futuristic sci-fi idea, it's something what we see today. Smartphones, computers, virtual reality glasses, and apps for everything, for food, for sense of direction, GPS, and women, stuff like everything, So I think what we're trying to say here is to find a balance, to find a way that we could develop our own intellect, our brain, our connection to nature. There are so many frequencies and energies around that we cannot really explain, and we could really develop a way to have more interaction with the, the universe as a whole. We are a part of this naturally, and I see that people are relating too much as robotics, to resolve things, and not really to develop their own abilities, So I think Machine Messiah deals with that, try to find this balance and this kind of discipline, It's like educating your kid. They come back to school, they have to lunch and then homework, and little sports and exercise, and then 2 hours of video game. Let's say,
Right.
Because if you don't have that kind of discipline, you're not gonna have better possibilities, to grow and stuff. And it feels that people are throwing their anxieties to robotics now, to the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, numbers of likes and everything. And a lot of people, they don't show their faces, they have different names and nicknames and stuff like that. And we really need to interact more as human beings, For instance, if we are in a restaurant table, like whatever, a question raises that nobody knows the answer, right away go to Google and, go find the answer. But I mean, if we have a conversation and try to remember things and make connections with the past and with people you know and stuff, in the end, the answer wouldn't be important anymore because you have that kind of interaction. You know a little bit your friend, you know better your friend because you talk about the stuff that was not really obviously connected with that question, you know, and you have other possibilities, you know, you exercise your brain, you exercise your heart, you exercise your human abilities, you know.
One of the things too, you know, about this record is that obviously you mentioned working with Jens in Sweden, just how great it sounds on the stereo production wise. It's just
We did everything, you know.
it
Mixed,
sounds awesome.
mastered, and did everything. Fantastic.
So what would you say kind of like that he kind of bring to the table, not only from his technical skills, but also kind of like as a collaborator or giving you some feedback and things like that?
Of course, a producer is the fifth member of the band in the studio. You know, a total freedom to say whatever he wants and to give suggestions. Of course, he's not the dictator of the project. You know, I mean, we listen to him and he listened to the band as well. And that communication, that chemistry, you know, that makes a good project. Works, you know, to work and be successful, because we are working towards the same objective, you know, bringing all the knowledge and all the background that we have towards that objective, you know, and Jens was great since the first meeting we got, you know, he was really excited to work with us. Derek suggested Jens, you know, to go to Sweden. I mean, we all love the Swedish bands, we have so many great friends there. But since Chaos AD, we didn't record an album in Europe, you know, so it was really good chance to go back and have a different atmosphere, to go to Sweden, to his home studio, which is amazing, you know. And like I said, you know, he mixed the album, he brought the suggestions to use the violins from Tunisia, you know, and work with Derek to find the right word at the right place, you know. I mean, keen to details, really, you know, was really fantastic the way he embraced the project and understood what we wanted to do, you know, because we have a pretty strong demo, you know. The demo was really 90% the direction we want to go, you know.
By the time you got to Sweden, you already had the demo.
Yeah. And we did the pre-production in Brazil, you know, a few lyrics, few words there, but mostly like just rah, 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 you know, and some leads, other stuff I left to, you know, to do it at the studio. And so we worked together to really to complete and choose the right songs to be on the album, because we have extra stuff as well, you know. So I think the chemistry and the interaction between band and producer are crucial, you know, because we feel talk different languages, the project will crumble, you know, will not really develop anything, you know.
I saw the you guys posted some studio video reports. I saw most of those. Those were really cool, seeing you guys working together in his studio. You know, I'm sure many people here might not be as familiar with Sweden. So was like his studio like in a city, or was it like in the country, or where was it that?
Yeah, it was a city and a country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
City in a country.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, we recorded drums in Stockholm, capital of Sweden, and then we went to a town called Örebro. Örebro is in between Stockholm and Gothenburg, I think. You know, in the middle of the country, south there, middle of the country. And he lives there, and he has like a nice setup, his house, and a great studio, great equipment. And it's more like a countryside, you know, which was in May, was really nice weather and everything, was not that cold, you know, so it was fantastic, man. We could really focus on the album and really 100%, you know, put all the energy and ideas there, you know, it was great.
You guys are finally on the road here in the U.S., because as you mentioned earlier, you did kind of like the first leg in Europe, have done around in Europe now here, starting the U.S. with in support of Testament, and you got Tommy Victor Prong and the young band, the Convalescence, is on the bill too. I think, what is this, day 4 or something like that, very early?
Day
3. So how these first unites been? How does it feel to what's kind of the reception been from the fans who are hearing the new songs live now for the first time?
Oh, great, man. You know, I don't remember, maybe on Chaos AD tour we play a lot of the new stuff like this we're doing. You know, we have a 50-minute set and we play 5 new songs. Wow. And it's holding up the set like fantastically, you know, like people really know in the new songs. We open with 2 new songs, and you know, we mix a little of the old stuff in between, and it's great.
So what does the rest of the year, do you have any plans yet for this summer or the rest of this year that you know about yet? What would do touring wise?
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. I mean, after America, we go back to Brazil at the end of May. We have 3 great shows in Brazil, near São Paulo and São Paulo, and then we go to Europe for a month for summer festivals, and then September we do in Rock in Rio. You know, September 24th, which we have the idea to play probably the Machine Messiah in the whole album. You know, that's the idea. Let's see if that happens, or not. But prepare a very special show, with a new stage and everything. So and tour, we are planning to take our headline tour to Europe at the beginning of next year, and see about the possibilities. Our intention is really to play as much as we can, for the new one.
So you're going to be pretty busy. Pretty busy. You guys did a very cool video for Phantom Self. Obviously, kind of talking about the theme of the record. Cool video. You plan to do any more video work? And if so, what track would you like to do the video for?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have possibilities to do something, a second video. We did the first lyric video for I'm the Enemy, and then Phantom Self we did in Brazil. We're very, very pleased, with the video, almost 1 million views already, which is fucking amazing, for a video clip nowadays. And yeah, I mean, we have ideas. I mean, the album has so many different concepts, The lyrics are very strong based. Every song, it's a very specific message and stuff. So all of them have a great potential, to do something very special visually. But I would like to work something with resistant parasites, to try to do something like that, and all this modified, genetically seeds and food and stuff like that, which is very in vogue nowadays. And I think we could do something really cool with that song. Let's see.
What about I guess speaking of video, would you like to videotape any shows this year? Obviously, you're going to do some really big shows. Maybe shooting some of these shows, kind of releasing maybe a live DVD or something like that, because fans really love that stuff, man.
Yeah, we have the Sepultura documentary.
Yeah.
It's ready, basically. We're gonna do a special showing of the documentary in Los Angeles now on May 21st, and then we're gonna premiere in Brazil in June 13, and then we're gonna have some movie theaters, places that are gonna show the documentary and stuff, and on the documentary we have a lot of the show we did for the 30-year celebration in São Paulo, Brazil, which we filmed with many cameras, and the crowd was amazing. It was fantastic, So it's coming out this year, But for the new tour, we have nothing planned yet, Maybe next year. Of course, we're gonna do Rock in Rio, which is already filmed, for a DVD material.
Yeah.
So if it comes out great and stuff, we have the possibility to put that out as well.
I was gonna ask you about the Sep documentary, and how long is it? I mean, obviously you've seen the whole thing already. Does it encompass the entire history, pre-Derek Green era as well?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we talk about everything, like I said, the show and the songs and the set list are the how can I put it, the spine of the whole history, Every song we play and stuff, we connect to a different part of the history, but it shows why we are here, It's I mean, we don't go on things to try to prove who is right, who is wrong. We have a point of view. People on the other side have different points of view, and doesn't mean they're wrong or right. It's just different. And it's not our intention really to try to prove, the truth. It's just like a lot of people talking about Sepultura, including ourselves. A lot of friends and bands and crew, old members and managers and stuff. Fans. It's great. To see that we're still here, very strong, with a great label, with a great lineup, and celebrating 33 years of a career, besides all the changes and stuff. And it's a very positive movie, It shows, it's not only for the Sepultura or the metal fan guy, but for the normal people, let's say, to watch this band from Brazil, they have families and they are on the road a lot of time. How hard it is to keep a band like Sepultura on the road and have a family at the same time, and it's really interesting, almost like a reality show. You know, it's very real actually. But it's cool, you know, to see, and we open a little bit, you know, the backstage and all, you know, the drama of changing drummers, you know, between Gian Dolabella and Eloy, you know, and all that stuff that the director was there really to capture, which was great, you know, and I think the people were very, very pleased, and like I said, I think it's a very positive movie, and it respects all the phases, you know. I mean, we play songs from every phase of Sepultura, you know. We don't do a political set list, you know. We play songs from the whole history of the band because the fans, you know, deserve that, you know. They respect the whole thing, and even the haters, you know, they are a part of this, you know. We love the haters. They are a part, you know.
You know, Andres, not to get off key, but you know, when I started this interview, I said the incomparable Andreas Kisser, and one of the things that I love about you, man, is just that very high level of integrity that you have, and so. you have a very high level of integrity, and I respect that so much, and I think a lot of fans can see that as well.
Thank you very much,
and
man.
The way that you approach a lot of what's happening.
And I think that's why we're trying to get across with this documentary, you know, this movie, you know, show that all the bands, and so, you know, the partnership, they have problems and everything, you know, like we're no different than any other band on the road, basically, you know, like changes and all that stuff, but yeah, hopefully I think we get that across our music as well, you know. I think Machine Messiah, it's an album there is bringing a lot of people back as well, you know, and it's great, you know, that people are giving a chance to themselves, actually, you know, to listen and get away of the politics and all the gossip and all that bullshit, you know, that is not what we are here for, you know. We're just here to jam and have a good time, and that's what we are doing. It's fantastic.
33 year career. Is there anything else that you think to yourself that you need to accomplish or want to accomplish at this point?
I don't know. I think we live the day very strongly, you know, the present now. Of course, we have our plans, you know, our goals and stuff, but without the present, you know, the future is not possible, you know. So we are here today. We are enjoying this moment so much because, you know, time flies, and this is a great momentum for us, you know, a great album and everything. So we're very much here now, you know. But so, you know, hopefully we celebrate 60 years pretty soon. Let's see.
I hope so, man. I hope Sepultura lives on forever. And you know, as we end out, Andres, I want to share something with you. You mentioned, you know, the challenges of family in the touring lifestyle, and I interviewed Rob Cavestani about a few weeks ago, and the title of the record, The Evil Divide, and he said that's kind of like Evil Divide. And then I talked about you. I said, you know, Andreas played a solo, and he told a story about how you were interviewing him for your Brazilian radio show, that he asked you on air if you would do the solo on the record. Yeah. And I said, you put him on blast like that, man. How could you do that?
I had to do it.
Exactly.
Nah, I mean, I love those guys, man. I love that Angel. You know, since the very first time we came to play in '89, they were there and stuff, and they're fucking amazing dudes and a great band, and I was so thrilled, you know, to be a part of their album. Yeah. Like I said, you know, I mentioned that now because they are in a great momentum as well. You know, it's a great album, and it's just a privilege to be a part of it, you know, with them. And hopefully, you know, we're trying to put some stuff together. You know, Rob writes me all the time, and I write him back, you know, trying to put something together. We did tours together before, you know, but let's see, you know, hopefully we can do something together because it's always fun to be together with those guys, man. Awesome.
Good guys. Andres, any last words that you would like to share with people around the world who will see this interview?
Just a big thank you, you know, after 33 years we're still here, enjoying ourselves, jamming, and all thanks to you. Thank you very much, and hopefully see you on the road, you know.
Awesome. Remember, everyone out there, the brand new room from Sepultura is called Machine Messiah, out on the Nuclear Blast label. Be sure to pick it up right now. Download it on iTunes. It kicks ass. I want to give a big shout out to my girl Kristen out there for hooking me up with the man today. Remember, you saw Andreas only right here on Rob's MetalWorks.